down to the Saab 900, which is a large car. And then there's the Saab 9000, which is also a large car. So quite the last thing I was expecting them to do was to fill the tiny, tiny gap between them with another large car. But that's exactly what they've done. This four-door saloon is called the 95, and we have to assume it's better than the other large Saabs because it's newer. We also have to assume that people, no matter what it's like, will buy it. And that hurts my head. I mean, if someone's going to buy one of these, just think what they're turning down. The obvious choice for anyone with 22 to 25,000 to blow on a car is the 5 Series BMW. It's excellent in every way. Or they could have a Mercedes E-Class, which is excellent and robust. Then there's the Audi A6, a boss suit on wheels, but some people are going to turn down this car so they can have one of these. So, what on earth do they see in it? I really don't think it's got anything to do with the styling. Buying this instead of a 5 Series BMW is like turning down Cindy Crawford for a date with a Labrador. Now people say it's very obviously a Saab, and indeed it is. But when you see a Labrador, you don't look and go, "Ooh, Cindy Crawford." So maybe it's a price thing then. Well, you can have one of these 95s for £22,000, making it cheaper than the opposition. But the gap isn't big enough to be convincing. Okay, but Saab is forever telling us they make jet fighters and that this somehow rubs off on the cars. Yes, but Saab also makes buses and trucks. So, does that rub off on the cars too? No, not really. A Saab is nothing like a jet fighter or a bus. A Saab is like a Saab. The ignition key, for instance, is down here, which is fine, except you have to put the gearbox in reverse before you can take the key out. Now, do you remember it's in reverse every time you start the car? And no. What else? Well, it's very big inside, and it's ideal for those who suffer from SBS, sweaty body syndrome. You see, next year you'll be able to order it with ventilated seats that come with internal cooling fans. But there's lots of nice touches right now. Look at this. A drinks holder that could have come from the hand of Brunel himself. Then there's the Speedo. Big gaps lower down the range that get narrower once you go above 90. Not that you'll be doing that a lot. Oh, come on! Come on! For heaven's sake! Now you can have the 95 with a turbo V6 engine, but this model, I suspect, will be more popular. The bottom of the range, 2 litre. It's also turbocharged, but not like you might be expecting. Old Saabs had turbos like hobnail boots. Put your foot down and there was a week of nothing before the world exploded. The old Saab turbo could get you from 40 to 70 faster than a Ferrari Testarossa. But this one can't. It has a light pressure turbo, which is more like a ballet shoe. It's discreet and gentle, concentrating more on low-down grunt. But the downside is that it's no longer fast. 0 to 60 takes more than 10 seconds. And nor is it especially refined. For this kind of money, BMW will give you a 6-cylinder engine that's smoother than Angus Deaton in a pair of trousers by Mazzola. But the engine in this car is somewhere between Ian Hislop and Danny Baker. That said, the 95 has a very good ride. Compliant like the doorman at a 5-star hotel, softer than the softest cheese. Amazing when you remember it shares a basic chassis with the Vauxhall Vectra. But because they've based the suspension on brie rather than cheddar, the handling is nothing to write home about. And I don't like the gearbox. And the driving position is pretty wrong. Oh dear. So, he asked pointlessly, is it better than the competition? No. Now don't get me wrong, this is by no means a bad car. It just isn't quite as good as that infernal BMW. Which brings me back to the original question. Why on earth would anyone buy it? I think there are two reasons. First, unlike any of its principal competition, it isn't German. And second, it has headlights so powerful they could cast shadows on the moon. The Saab, therefore, is for people who don't see terribly well at night. People who don't like carrots. Me, I love them. Can't get enough of them. I worship at the altar of carrotdom. It's delicious. I get dazzled by starlight.